If this is your first time checking out my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my latest content.
Still got your photograph in my pocket.
What's going on YouTube? It's Got the Knight here, coming at you with yet another video, and today's video is a $1,000 PC build. Now let's get it going. First off, I actually picked the case with the NCXT 340. This is actually the little brother to my case, the NCXT H440. I thought this case was great for $60 value just because it's going to get the job done, has nice cable management, you can get all-in-one liquid coolers in there, or do a little bit of custom liquid cooling. You can put 2 SSDs on the bottom of it, and you can hide your power supply, which that's what I really like. That's why I went with my NZXT H440, was for that. Now let's kick it into the CPU, the brain of your computer. I went with an i5 4790K. Now this processor is unlocked for overclocking. So I did actually then end up choosing the Hyper 212 Evo. This is a legendary CPU cooler for how cheap it is. $35 for the performance you can get out of this. You should be able to overclock this CPU to about 4.4 gigahertz. Now if you switch that out for a water cooler, you can go much higher than that. But now let's get to the MOBO. I did choose an ASUS Z97 motherboard, which does support M.2 SATA. It does have 3 full-size PCI Express, so it does support SLI and Crossfire, which is really nice. You can throw a sound card in this fella if you do desire. So the next, I did go with Crucial, 8 gigabytes of RAM, just because Crucial is a good company, and right now their Ballistics is really cheap right now for 8 gigabytes. So you can't beat that. Next, I went with a Western Digital 1 terabyte hard drive. The reason why I only went with a hard drive is because the budget didn't permit it. That is one thing I would recommend if you wanted to tweak this build, is to go ahead and get an SSD. But for what I did, I just went ahead and did a hard drive. I know there's going to be people that will disagree with that. That's fine. This is just a template. Then I went with a 700 watt Thermaltake power supply, because the graphics card is a GTX 970 from EVGA. So 700 watts is all that is needed. So as I said, for the GPU, it's an EVGA 970. I have one of these, except mine is in ASUS. Works out perfectly. The maxes out any game at 1080p. I can do 4K gaming, but obviously I have 2 of them, so that's something down the line you can do. But with one of them, you can max out any game at 1080p. You can play some 1440p. You could try 4K. I haven't tried 4K with just one. Sound down in the comments if you tried that. So this came up to a grand total of about $990 before an OS. So if you do have an OS or need an OS, you will have to spend about an extra $100. The reason why I say that is because I see in a lot of computer builds, the presenter does not include an OS in a build. Now you could go with Linux and get a free OS, which is fine. You can do that. But most people are going to want to use Windows 8 or 8.17, whatever they use. So, like I said, guys, all the links are down in the description to all the parts that I mentioned. Not only that, like I said, this is also just a template for you guys. You do not have to go off this exact list that I've provided. You can tweak it however you like, buy the parts from this list however you like, and go from there. Like I said, my system has, if you're a video editor, make sure you get an SSD and maybe 16 gigabytes of RAM, lessen down on maybe the graphics card depending on what you really going to use this machine for. I geared this one for mainly gaming, so hey, it's just a template. Take it how it is. So make sure you like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you're new. So this is Got the Knight, signing out.